Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I am going to get right into it here. We are taking apart a Chinese diesel heater. This pretty much applies for all the diesel heaters, so it doesn't really matter the brand. I was having all sorts of error codes. I replaced the glow plug as well as the temperature sensor, and it was still throwing codes on me, so I just figured I'd take it apart and see what's going on. Take apart the body, pulling apart all the obvious screws to get to the guts of this thing. And in a second here, you will see why I was throwing error codes. We were running this thing for about a month straight, and then it quit on me. So let's see here. Booyah! All right. So we've got a lot of carbon buildup here. I'm not sure why. Maybe someone can help me with getting a cleaner combustion in the comments below. But I bought the kit for the replacements. I'm pulling off the gasket here. The new kit came with some gaskets. It came with the glow plug and the temperature sensor. We'll have to clean those up later. Alright. I'm just kind of scraping off the majority of the carbon. You just got to clean that. We get to some brake cleaner here in a second to help. Yep, again here, just wire brushing the inside of the main body, the main housing portion. I didn't know if I got a real good shot in there, but it is caked. The walls were maybe a half inch of carbon buildup, so I'm sure that's part of the reason why we were getting some error codes. That's just AutoZone brake cleaner, help loosening the dirt. Oh yeah, look at that. Drinking a mezcalita over here. You can't see that, but I'm doing a voiceover. This is the atomizer. It looks just like a metal screen filter. It is a pain in the butt to get out. I did a couple minutes of fiddling before I got to that shot. But just pull it out. You got a new one in the kit. There was some carbon in there. This is a plastic pokey, so I wasn't scraping or scratching the internals there. Just kind of getting the carbon off the walls. Looked like there was a good buildup in the inlet portion, so I definitely wanted to clear that out for proper atomization. And here I'm just cleaning up the portion that the new gasket is going to go on to make sure there's a proper fit. Obviously with this kind of stuff you definitely want to take your time, get the right gasket, clean everything very well, because obviously this is combustion, and if you're sleeping, if it's in a camper or some sort of place where you're sleeping, most likely you definitely don't want leakage, so definitely do it correctly, clean everything very well. New gasket sits in there pretty easily. Put that piece back in, get that rubber gasket to line up in the slot. Screw everything down. Obviously you don't need to over tighten these, just make sure they're good and snug. Get that gasket lined up. This is the part where I'm realizing I have the incorrect gasket. So the kit I bought was for a little bit different of a diesel heater, so I didn't have the correct gasket, but if you do, make sure you get all that stuff left behind from the sticky part on the other side there. But I had some of this, yeah, see there, it was the wrong size. just make sure you get the right kit. But I had this gasket maker here from redoing my engine on my Toyota 4Runner. So luckily I had that sitting around, otherwise this would have taken a couple more days. But just draw a line all the way around the screw holes and around the rim there. Don't do too much, but also don't do too little, because obviously it's going to squeeze out. But either way, it's high temp silicone, I believe, so shouldn't have any issues in terms of combustion inside. It's going to be fun to clean up later. Next time I'm going to maintain it, I'm going to have to be cleaning all that off, but hopefully you won't have to do that. I put the screws in the holes on the top piece first, so when I pushed it down, it would help kind of line everything up without squishing and moving all of the silicone out of the way. Get that all nice and lined up, press it down, get them screwed in with hand, just hand tight for now. Again, you don't have to tighten this insanely hard. There's that new screen, the new atomizer. Be careful not to mess up the ends when you're pushing that in there. A little easier said than done. And it doesn't seem like it wanted to go all the way in, so make sure you push it all the way down, because I thought I had it for a second there, and then it went another 1/4 inch when I pushed it here with that little poker. And again, that's plastic, so I'm not like scratching or destroying that screen there, so be careful. Be gentle. There's the new glow plug. And this kit came with everything you need, because this is a pretty weird tool that you would need. I've seen people fabricate them themselves by cutting a slit in like the little socket, but it seems like a lot to do, and maybe you could barely see it there, but it was a socket with a slot so the wire can come out, and you could still screw that in. Again, just hand tight, don't need to wrench on it. Get the rubber grommet. Push that all the way in. It's a little finicky, but again, that poker tool comes in handy. Alright, it's the next day. The gasket stuff has dried, and it's the first fire up. Let's see what happens. There goes the fuel pump. It's cold air. But I'll see here. There we go. It was a small air bubble, so it might have taken a second for the fuel to get up in there, but the fuel line's mostly primed. There we go. Love that sweet smell of basil. Oh yeah, there we go. Hell yeah. Okay. Must be on like 5 or something. 4. 5 to 10. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's how you fix it, my friends. It was blowing out cold air before. I wasn't sure if it was the temperature sensor or the glow plug, but they're also cheap, so I figured screw it, I'll replace it all. And after opening it, I saw that gunk and everything, and I bet you these are probably still good, so I'm gonna keep them. Really all that means is you gotta maintain this thing more than you think. Oh yeah, we're cranking. Sweet. Beautiful. I'm gonna leave it on for a while, make sure we got no error codes, and we'll be done.